So good afternoon to all of you. Some of our students did attend 2 courses from this morning up to recently, and now we have really a great pleasure and honor to conduct this also very official but very ceremonial part of our spring school. That is, first I want to welcome the head of the OSCE mission to Serbia, Ambassador Jan Braathu.
It's good, yeah, it's good.
Okay. Yeah. Thank you very much for coming. It really is an honor for us that you come and join us and that you will deliver these certificates to our students, to the number of them who have been here, who are from Belgrade and from Novi Sad, but for the others who also did attend this spring school from 10 or 12 countries, they will get it online. But it really is an important fact to say that the spring school was really very international, and if I remember all the countries from which we had students besides our students from Belgrade and from Serbia, Croatia, Montenegro, Germany, France, China, Russia, Belarus, India, Brazil, Albania, Bosnia and Herzegovina. So I wrote the list. I wrote the list, but maybe I forgot some of the countries. From Iran, yes, thank you. From Iran, from Germany. If I forgot somebody, I really apologize. So I really want to express my sincere gratitude to the OSCE mission to Serbia. Believe me, dear ambassador, respected ambassador, you did a really great job. You really supported something, I think, worth of being supported. And I believe that we really justified the support and confidence which you had into us. So thanks a lot, and now I would like to give the floor to you.
Okay. Maybe move the microphone a bit if we can.
No,
doesn't
that's
work.
enough.
Okay,
it works.
That's enough, yeah.
You can maybe move just a little bit your chair.
Yeah, that's easier to move the chair. It has wheels.
Because this cannot be moved a lot.
Good afternoon, everybody, and special greetings to Professor Vujadinović. As Professor Vujadinović was saying, I think you've had a very productive period. I haven't been here, but my colleagues are reporting to me. My colleague and deputy, Sarah Groen, opened at the beginning, and I'm here at the end of your sessions. And I just want to say that I'm really happy to hear that it's been really productive. You've had good discussions, I'm told. And good discussions are part of how we learn and how we develop our capacities. So I'm really happy to hear that. It's not always the case that there are good discussions or serious discussions. Very often people are just quiet and kind of passive. But I understand that all of you have been quite active and quite in discussion mode, and I think that's excellent. Let me also say that I'm happy to see that there are some guys around. So, gender studies and gender aspects of law is not only something for the females, for the ladies. It's also something that is also for the men, because we have to take a whole of society approach to all of these issues. And as I usually say, what's good for women is always good for men too. So let's work together on improving gender equality throughout. So I want to, again, more formally say that this pilot master program, the Spring School of Law and Gender, is a path-breaking initiative, and all the indications are that it has been a great success. So I would like to thank the Dean, the Vice Dean, and all the faculty, Professor Vujadinović, not the least, for very impressive work on this pilot program. And by expanding the curricula of the program to specific and complex relationships between law and gender. The law faculty at the University of Belgrade is certainly investing in you as students, and it's investing in a new generation of experts for Serbia and beyond, also Iran and Germany and a few other countries that you mentioned, actually many other countries that you mentioned. And this focus on equity and justice for all will hopefully inform legal work and legislation in the years ahead as you move into your professional lives. For us at the OSCE and for our 57 participating states, of which Serbia is one, this comprehensive approach is part of our approach and understanding of security. Equal rights for women and men and the protection of human rights are essential for sustainable peace and security in all our countries and in our region. The work of the OSCE on advancing women's participation in all areas is guided by an action plan for the OSCE that was agreed in 2004 for the promotion of gender equality, and this action plan has been endorsed by all 57 participating states. There are some, you can say, aspects of the action plan that you might find surprising. I'm not going to go into those details, but just to mention that any document from the OSCE is based on consensus. So all 57 participating states have to agree before it becomes an OSCE document. And you can imagine it's not always easy to get 57 states to agree. One of the participating states is the Vatican state, just mentioning it. So you can, I'm not going to say more, but you know the position of the Vatican on a number of what we consider to be gender equality issues. But here we have it, and we keep working on it because there's much more work to be done, not only here in Serbia, but throughout Europe. And I hasten to add, of course, that Serbia is a European country, even though not a member of the EU. But my country, Norway, is not a member of the EU either, so we consider ourselves still to be European. The OSCE missions, field operations as we're called, aim to assist the participating states in the development and implementation of specific programs and activities to promote women's rights, particularly through education in gender awareness. And this is a stepping stone towards our vision of a so-called more peaceful, prosperous, and democratic OSCE area, where equality between men and women is enshrined in state policies and inclusive and equitable legal systems. We believe that this spring school on law and gender helps to advance these bigger commitments. You can say it's a small step, but I think it's a very important step. The topics that you've covered during this course, I think, demonstrate that the gender element, even in areas that might be less expected, is present. And hopefully the foundational courses on gender and human rights law, as well as feminist legal theories, have set the stage for the optional in-depth sessions on areas such as gender-competent criminal law and gender economics. When we talk about gender mainstreaming, it's not just about hiring more women in positions. It's about understanding how the interests of women and men are different and how they should be brought into the policy sphere, how they should be covered. So it's not just about numbers, it's about understanding how gender aspects should affect the development of policy through the interests of the various parts of our society. Now, we at the mission here in Serbia are also constantly working to adapt to these challenges and opportunities. And let me mention a couple of activities that the mission has recently conducted that areas that you may have touched upon, I think you have touched upon during these discussions that you've had. So, for example, based on the request from the Ministry of Justice of Serbia, The mission has supported the development of the first Ministry of Justice gender analysis in 2022. And this was presented in December 2022. And it's now being used to develop gender-responsive budgeting, which, according to the Serbian law on budget system, represents the introduction of the principle of gender equality into the budget process. This includes gender analysis of the budget and restructuring of revenues and expenditures in order to improve gender equality. So gender mainstreaming through the budget process. This is new, and it doesn't happen in all European countries, but it's part of your legal framework now. So the question is how to implement it in the best possible way. And to have educated people who understand these issues, is, I think, fundamental to proper implementation. Another example I would like to give is that according to the 2021 law on gender equality, all public institutions must start using gender-sensitive language by 2024. And in order to raise awareness and sensitize judges and prosecutors to start using gender-sensitive language when writing their decisions, we have made a guide for the use of gender-sensitive language in public administration. So a handbook, a guidebook, to be used by judges, prosecutors, public officials. And we are providing training programs using this manual, this guidebook, as our, how you can say, course material. Of course, we hope to see that, for example, the Judicial Academy will implement this on their own in due course, so we will not have to do it. Right now we're doing it together with them, but we want to hand things over so that this becomes part of the normal system. It is actually now a part of the curriculum in the on the legal writing and public administration. So the Judicial Academy and the public administration training programs have included it, and we are contributing to those training programs as well in order to see gender mainstreaming and the proper use of gender-sensitive language. Now, use of gender-sensitive language, and this is just a side comment that I'm going to make now, is it's specific. It varies from country to country, society to society. I was a bit surprised when I saw what is the requirement here, namely that professions should have gender designations. So novinarka, for example, instead of novinar. So novinar for men, novinarka for females. Now, if you were to try that in Norway, the female journalists would be very upset, because there they have been, in my country, they have been demanding to move away from those gender designations to have one designation. I'm either a journalist or I'm not a journalist. Kind of no gender-specific designation. But here it's different. So I think this is an interesting aspect. I'm not saying one way is better or more correct than another. It depends on the society. It depends on how people see things. And it's about respecting the views of people. So if you decide here in Serbia to have novinarka or something else, then that's up to you. But the point is, it's gender sensitive. So, dear students, as I mentioned at the outset, my colleagues have been informing me about the, it says here, profound intellectual exchange that you've had. I think you've had, from what I hear, really, really excellent discussions. And as I mentioned, that's very important. It's the best way to learn, it's to discuss things. And I congratulate you for that. The mission, by supporting this event, we hope and we aim to develop a strong network of legal professionals that are well versed in gender equality issues. Now, achieving gender equality is an ongoing process. We believe that you and your colleagues will form, you can say, a nucleus for bringing these issues, the understanding of these issues, into the civil administration, into all spheres of Serbian life. So we see you as diplomats somehow, advocates for gender equality, advocates for gender perspectives throughout the Serbian society. It's an ongoing process. We have to keep working at it, but we believe that you are now better equipped to challenge existing norms, to advocate for justice, and to amplify the voices of underrepresented individuals within the legal system. So I want to congratulate all of you for completing this program, this pilot master program, the Spring School on Law and Gender, for your enthusiasm and for your commitment. And I want to wish you all the best in working towards a more gender equal society here in Serbia and in whatever countries that you come from, for those who participate from other countries. As I say, it's a work in progress. It's something that we have to keep working on, and you will have that task to bring it forward to a greater extent also here in Serbia. So thank you for your interest, and thank you, Professor, for allowing us to work with you and your colleagues on this very important issue.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much for supporting us, and once again, a sincere gratitude, really, because this really is something important, which we have been doing together for the better of the Faculty of Law, of the legal education, of Serbia, of the international community. And as I told at the end, really, I felt that sincerely, that we online and in class, I have had that feeling that we have managed to create the community of the people devoted to something common, to the gender issue. So I think that it will have an impact to all of us, to students, to attendants from different countries, but also to us professors, because we also had an opportunity to get the feedback, and we also sent today to all of them the evaluation forms for additional feedback, critical remarks, suggestions, whatever. That's so legitimate. As I say, we have been together on the common work on developing further on and deepening gender perspective in legal education. It is not something given or pre-given. It is something where we have the mission to work and improve, reconsider the knowledge and improve these new fields of knowledge, either in positive law or multidisciplinary fields of legal education, and also with important impacts to the higher education as a whole, because we had also students from other social sciences, but why not only from social sciences. This time it was law, philosophy, philology, political sciences, so social sciences. But why not to go further on? So we have been, I think, in a good common mission, and thank you for that.
Well, congratulations.
Thank you.